Okay, so I wasn't gonna make a video on this, but figured while I'm at it, I probably should. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this cover off right here. I was gonna inspect the clutch plates because yes, I was told this is rebuilt, and it does look very, very, very well rebuilt. Let me try to get that to see down inside there when I pull this back. You can see, turn the flash on. Hopefully you can see the gears are actually brand new inside there. So I don't think we're gonna have any issues there. Inside is gorgeous. Everything rotates good. So no problems there. You can definitely see the oil they use to reassemble it, so to keep things greased. But just for further notice, I don't know what the clutch looks like inside here. I figure if I'm going to rebuild this thing, I might as well just do it right, take the time, and check. Spring tension is tremendous on the clutch though, so that's a good sign, but I want to take a closer look. So I'm going to go ahead and start going around pulling all these bolts off all the way around. I have to pull the water pump off. I don't have to, but I'm going to, because I want to inspect that too, because the water pump on the motor that's in there is going out right now. So I just want to take a look at this, make sure everything with that is okay, make sure there's not any scoring on inside of the case or anything, and taking this off will actually give me a better look at what's inside here too. So I'll go ahead and check that out and pull that off and see what it looks like. Okay, so just a brief look. This water pump, all of these bolts are actually pretty corroded and rusted. They don't look unsavable. It's just surface stuff. But I figure it's pretty typical for these bolts to get that way. So it should be all right. Just when I assemble all this stuff, I'm gonna throw some assembly lube on all of it, all this stuff, to make sure that everything's okay. That one looks pretty bad. That one's pretty bad. I might have to replace these bolts. But that's a different video. Okay. So let me toss these back in their right spot, just so I don't mix them up. Okay, so water pump impeller doesn't look too bad. I don't know much about these motors. If someone can let me know if that play is supposed to be in there, that would be greatly appreciated, because that doesn't look or sound nice at all. There's quite a bit of play in there before it starts turning anything. Nothing's moving, but there's quite a bit of play. So let's go ahead and pull the rest of this out. Here's the gear. Looks like it's in fairly good shape. There's a little nick right there, but nothing excessive. It looks usable. Don't lose this O-ring that's on here. I'm trying to save all this stuff. This is a new O-ring actually. And it's still pretty soft, so all this stuff should definitely be reusable. It's not that big of a deal. Okay, so there's that. Now I'm gonna go ahead and continue to pull off the rest of this case, and then we'll get back to it. Okay, so there you go. That cover came off very easily. They didn't use any any gasket maker or anything, there was a gasket on it. There's a gasket on there, but they didn't use any gasket maker. When I assemble all this stuff, I'm going to use some silicone to put on there just to help it out a bit, especially now that I took it off. Okay, so that, I believe, is part of my shifting mechanism. So here's the clutch pack. Clutches appear to be alright. I can't, I'm gonna try not to pull off, this stuff. I want to try to keep it all together because I don't know the specs to all this stuff, the tightening specs and whatnot. So I want to try to keep as much of this together as I can. Main idea of this was just to inspect the clutch packs, and it looks good. It doesn't look worn or anything. They're definitely not new. They look like they were used before they tore this motor apart and then put them back in, which is fine because these definitely have a lot of life left on them. Looking down inside of here, they are pretty thick, so no unnecessary wear or any of that. So let me check in here. Seems pretty clean. Some oil dripping out of the bottom there. Not a big deal. Ooh, there is still some metal shavings in there. That's what I was looking for. You can see them, hopefully. It's gonna be a pain in the ass to get in there. Hopefully you can see that there's a shiny spot right there. That's a metal shaving. They are barely big metal shavings too. I think it's when the second gear went out in this one. Clearly they didn't clean it. I might end up having to pull the rest of this apart and starting from scratch again. It's gonna suck. Do have a metal shaving embedded into my finger now. It's nice, but had a feeling that was gonna happen. There's a magnetic strip right here that catches any of that stuff that floats around inside there. This also is another one of those spots that'll catch metal shavings and impurities and stuff inside of there. Anything that's not supposed to be in there, it'll catch it inside there. But I need to get that stuff out of there, so that's gonna be fun. So I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna do here. I'll pause you guys. When I figure out what I'm gonna do, I'll start the video back up. Okay, so I think I came to the conclusion I might just take this to a shop and have them do it. Go through it, make sure everything's clean. I'd rather spend the extra money and be assured that it's okay and then do it myself and not be perfectly sure if everything's alright or not. So, well, that'll probably conclude this video. I'll be uploading some more, definitely in the future, for this motor and that quad and all the stuff in between. So, as always, like, comment, subscribe, and have a great day.